Hey, welcome back to another episode of the DTB Podcast, the #1 barber podcast on YouTube and of the world.
Stay down, came up, God made a way.
Today we have a special guest, but before we get into this special episode, we're going to pass it up to our co-host.
What's up, DTB fam? Today we got a great special guest, Andis Clipper ambassador herself, Boss Baby in the house. Let's go.
Yay.
Thank you guys for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course.
We had a little inconvenience last week. The last time we had scheduled it. But I understood you because you said something happened to my dog.
Yeah,
and I was just
it was
like,
so sad. I actually put her down that day.
oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, but we're all good now.
Yeah.
It was her time to go. She was an old lady, 16.
16 years?
What kind of dog was it?
A miniature pincher.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had it your whole life?
Not my whole, damn near though, 16. 16 years of her life, so how old am I? Half my life.
Half of your life.
Half my
But
life.
you literally got her?
As a
then-
puppy.
As a puppy, and then she passed away.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so sad.
I guess I got to prepare for that because I have a dog too. And she's like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So basically, she's small, so I think I'll have another 8 years.
Yeah, they say
for
they
her.
live like pretty long, the smaller ones.
The smaller ones? Oh, okay. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So thank you for taking your time today,
Yeah.
Boss Baby. Boss Baby, so where are you right now in your career in terms of success, accomplishments, goals that you have set for yourself?
So right now I'm managing House De AANUKO in Culver City, and we're 2 years old now, but I manage that shop as well. I'm still behind the chair cutting clients.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been licensed now for going on, it'll be 8 years, going on 9 soon. So at this point, like, you know, I've been in a studio by myself and that was really successful, but partnering with House De AANUKO and Bloomon, and they wanted to create this barbershop that hasn't really existed to this level yet, and they brought me on to manage it. And to this point, my goal now that I've been doing this for 8 years is to really build up a team.
Yeah. You've been doing a great job at doing that.
Thank you.
So while you're building AANUKO 2, this brand ambassador program comes and you get the opportunity to be part of it. How did that come to life?
So I've been educating with House De AANUKO since 2018.
2018, okay.
And that's how the relationship formed. I was educating with them, and when they told me that they wanted to open up the shop, at first I was honestly like, nah, like I'm good. Like I have a studio, I'm fully booked all the time. Like I'm good. But then
So you kind of denied them?
I straight up said no.
What?
At first.
Yeah.
Because why would you join a team or put a responsibility like that on you when you already got it all going for yourself? So this is very interesting to say, hey, you know, what made you switch?
So they told me what they had envisioned. They didn't want it to be just like another type of barbershop where everybody's doing their own thing. They really wanted to be a team. And it's hard for some barbershops, I feel like, especially in California, to be a solid team and grow together.
Yeah.
And to have that culture where we support each other, we educate each other. Like there's always like, in every shop I've been with, like I've always got along with everybody, but there's always one person, there's a few people that's like comfortable, right? So here, after me owning a suite, I was like thinking like, damn, like what am I going to do next, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew for a fact I didn't want to own a barbershop.
You did it? For
No,
real? Okay.
no, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when they like created this opportunity and they really had me understand like, nah, it's not just going to be a barbershop. We're trying to build more than that. I was like, you know, like this could be a way for me to develop my skills as a leader and an educator too.
Yeah.
So I was like, our visions were on the same page for what AANUKO could be. So it only made sense for me to take the risk and move out here to LA and really like see how far we can push it.
Yeah.
So at first it was like, nah, I'm chilling. But now it's like, I'm glad I took the risk.
Yeah. And did you already see House De AANUKO as a like prestige brand at that time? It was already, because I came to hear about it until I found out about House of AANUKO.
Yeah, so the interesting thing with House De AANUKO is they became really big through influencers.
Okay. Are they more on the like cosmetic side or?
They're on the consumer side.
Consumers, okay.
Yeah, so in other countries, they're like in Sephora. Like in Asia, they're in Sephora. In the US right now, we're in Nordstrom.
Oh, okay.
So
that's the type of vibe it gives me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's definitely a high end luxury brand. But I personally liked it because as a woman, servicing mostly men, but still having a female clientele, I was like, I need something that doesn't smell too masculine, something that doesn't smell too feminine. Like I needed something for both of my clients.
Yeah.
So it just like worked, and I would never work with another product company, you know, because just
So
like
what makes that product so unique? Because like you said, you want it to be versatile, right? You want to use it on men and women,
Yeah.
and still be like a neutral scent, right?
Yeah.
And be healthy for both.
yeah, exactly. So that's what really attracted me. It's gender neutral. It's healthy, and it does work for whether they have super short hair or super long hair. Like there's a product for me to use for any kind of clientele. And at the time when I first started using them, I had like long hair clients doing balayages. I was doing color at the time too. So I really needed something that worked, and I didn't want to have like multiple product lines on my shelf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You just want to have one brand.
As much as possible. I
Yeah.
did used to sell like a couple other
Okay.
other brands, but solely only using House De AANUKO for the most part was like, it was so helpful because I'm kind of OCD, and when I look at my shelf, I don't want to have like so many
Yeah.
different products, you know?
Yeah. It makes it more simple, right? So you told me that you're double licensed.
Yeah.
Right. So you started doing color and balayage and
Yeah,
longer lengths.
I was actually a cosmetologist first. Licensed.
How did you like that?
I liked it. I went to a really good school, thankfully.
Where did you go?
It's called Bellis Academy in Poway.
Poway. Where's that? In
Like
LA?
San Diego.
Oh, San Diego
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got licensed as a Cosmo first, but as a Cosmo student, I always like cutting hair more. And the school had a barber program. And I'm super grateful to the educator. Shout out to Carlo if you ever see this. He, even though I wasn't a barber student, he still taught me some barbering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I just gravitated towards cutting hair.
Yeah.
But once I got my Cosmo license, I knew I wanted to be barber licensed so I can use a straight razor. So
Okay.
right away, I then went to school for barbering, crossover program, then got licensed.
Awesome. So, I was gonna ask you, are you a barber? Do you consider yourself a barber or a stylist? Or
It depends who I'm talking
and
to.
is there a difference? Yeah. Is there a difference in your?
So from my experience, there is a difference, and I think it depends. Like for me, it depends who I'm talking to. Like if I see y'all, like I'm gonna tell you I'm a barber, but if I see, like, if I'm talking to another stylist, like, oh yeah, I'm a stylist too, but I don't know. It's so weird because it's like the
Yeah.
same to me, but people see it different.
It's just hair,
Yeah.
right? We just enjoy doing hair.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Can a barber do more than a stylist, you would say, or they can't just by you being able to use a straight razor?
So that's the difference, right? Like if we're just talking about hair, barbers can do color too under their license.
Yes, correct.
Chemical work.
Yeah, chemical work. But cosmetologists can't use a razor on the skin. That's the biggest difference. So thinking back, had I known I wanted to only cut hair, then I maybe would have gotten my barber license.
Only?
I think so.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been intrigued to get your Cosmo license?
I don't know, because
Because now I see some barbers transitioning into stylists.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know,
correct.
like,
and I
so
feel
it's
like
not
that's the
okay,
vibe. His
there's
shop.
3 pillars now, you know?
yeah. And for me in the beginning, I was doing color. I was doing balayage. I was doing all these crazy colors, the rainbows, all that, which was cool and I liked it. But that shit is so stressful.
It's a lot of
It's
stress.
It's so stressful. So,
Like, what do you do if
Time-consuming.
the color doesn't come out the way they wanted it, right? Like,
bro,
I don't know what to do after that.
the thing with cutting, it's instant, right? If you fuck up, you'll know right away. But with
Yeah.
color, like you take, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours with this person, and you don't know you fuck up until like the end.
Yeah.
You know, and it does take a lot more patience and a certain different kind of detail to understand it.
Yeah.
So I commend all the colorists out there, But when it comes to long hair, dude, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right? Like
Yeah,
putting the
lots to
foils,
deal
right?
with.
I went to a class at a salon, and I was just like flabbergasted at how they did this. They use an assistant. As some people use
Yes.
assistants to do the balayage. They're passing them like the board, and they're passing them the aluminum, and then I was just like, imagine doing that by yourself. I wouldn't be able to do it myself.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying this episode, make sure that you go subscribe, comment, and share, as we will be dropping a new episode every week. So stay tuned. I see that your barbershop now is more. I don't consider it as a barbershop, honestly. Like,
But
more,
that's the thing.
That's a salon,
Why not?
because you guys are doing everything, like long hair, right? Like for me, barbers are like just a fade, just all clipper work. Mainly.
Yeah.
Now that's how I differentiate it.
Yeah.
Back then, because a lot of barbers don't master shear work,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we don't master the wolf cut, and we don't master layering, right? We do it once in the blue moon.
Yeah.
But for us, our bread and butter is
Fades.
doing fades and
Yeah.
tapers and lineups and design,
Yeah.
right? Now, when I look at your shop, you guys are doing hair color, braiding. Everyone could do. Is very versatile at what they do.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, at our shop right now, there's 12 of us. Everybody except one. We only have one Cosmo right now.
One cosmo, which
Yeah.
is you or no?
Yeah.
Kuma.
Kuma.
Yeah,
Oh, I seen her.
she does the long feminine hair, but everybody else in there is barbers.
So that's why that's what I was thinking too. Maybe when we walk in there and we see the environment, oh, I see why this is a barber shop, because if it's like you said, there's 12 of you guys and 10 of you guys are fading,
Yeah,
then it's a
we-
barber shop.
yeah.
Like you get me? Like you could walk
No,
into a
yeah,
beauty
yeah.
salon and you know how it feels like when it's like when you walk into a beauty salon.
Yeah,
I just
correct.
don't think beauty salons are at that scale where barbershop builders are going. Like, the lights, epoxy floor and all that stuff. I don't see beauty salons even going any route that way, Like I think they're more I walk into a beauty salon, different beauty salons, and I kind of almost see like the same styles everywhere, plants here and pink bathroom and
Yeah.
like that type of vibe, and I feel like I don't know, maybe they're staying behind or someone needs to set that standard, like, hey, look at my beauty salon and this is what is going to give you a beauty salon vibe.
Yeah, and I think we're just at the point for both barbershops and salons
Yeah.
where we really are all trying to elevate.
Each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since COVID, I feel like everybody's like, all right, for the people that survived the pandemic and are still in this game, whether you're barber or Cosmo, like, we're going to do it right, because I feel like our clients value us more now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Don't you think?
You know what's funny? When I grew up in South Central, you'll see a barbershop in one building, and right next to it will be a beauty salon.
Yeah.
It'll be the same owner, but they never merged it though, and that's where I'm saying that House of AANUKO is unique, because I think they've been able to bring both worlds together in one same room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that, like in South Central, down in England.
Yeah, no,
they'll
I
have a
definitely would
barbershop
see that.
and a beauty salon right next to it, but they wouldn't merge. There'll be a wall in the middle.
Yeah.
It's two different environments.
There's still businesses like that right now. If you drive down the street in those areas, you could see that.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
be the same name, and one would say beauty salon, and the other would be like Gutierrez Beauty Salon, Gutierrez Barbershop.
Barbershop,
Yeah. And I think that's like the old clientele, because you
Correct.
you get
Yeah.
different results, in a salon than in a barbershop. Like back then, in a salon, you're gonna get the shear work solid,
Solid, yeah.
but you're not gonna get a good fade.
Correct.
Vice versa in a barbershop. And I think now, like, most barbers want to be solid at shear work, because everybody's trying to grow their hair out right now.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think back then there was a different value or perception, whether you're a salon or a barbershop.
Correct.
But now I think that we're all trying to change what a barbershop is or what a salon is,
Yeah, I think you guys are bringing something new to the game, and the reason I do consider you guys barbers though, and I think you guys are really clean with the shear and the fading. But I don't know if you look back at our shops, there's only like two, at least in my barbershop, there's only two barbers that are actually washing the hair and prepping it
That's
right?
another
and
thing
I'm
that's
pretty
crazy.
sure with you guys, everybody's washing the hair almost.
Yes.
Like for us, like if you see someone wash hair, you're like, he's extra. Like why is he doing that?
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
like it's not common. But me and my peer Miguel, we're trying to bring that environment because we did buy expensive shears.
Yeah.
And they told us, hey, don't use these expensive shears if it has product. If it has, make sure you wash them off, prep them
Yeah.
up. And we're trying to bring that, but it's so difficult to bring it.
Why do you think it's difficult? Is it for you guys and how you operate, or is it because of the client?
No. Oh, I think it's both. I think it's both the client and how we operate.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It has to be both in a sense to where if the client walks in and you know that client's like on their lunch break and it's like, man, like you don't have to wash my hair, bro. Like just give me a haircut because I need to go.
Yeah.
Opposed to someone else that comes in and they have so much product on their hair because they just got off of work
Right.
and they want to look good for work and they come in and you got to shampoo their hair to get all that product out and then give them the best, haircut.
Yeah, but I also I get what you're saying. Like we're not receiving these type of clients that are using these type of styles, right? That where you have to wash your hair, right?
But I feel like even if somebody's getting a buzz cut with a fade, right? They're gonna appreciate a shampoo real quick.
Real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like do the fade, whatever, rinse them off real quick. I bet you'll earn extra tip just for that.
Just for washing your hair.
Yeah, because like I think as a woman, for me, it's in my nature to like care for my clients, right? And I think for most men, it's like, nah, that's an extra step.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Correct.
because since I've always been in a salon, that's automatic. You always get a shampoo. And I think that there are going to be clients that don't care for it.
Correct.
Right? But I think it's up to the barber if that's what they want to do. Like that's what it comes with.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
get a choice.
Correct. And now
Yeah.
going back to what you said, is it the client or is it how we operate? So I think it's also how we operate because, like you said, when you were working at barbershops, there was people who are already content where they're at in their career. Like they don't want to change their career. They
Yeah.
like this. They've been doing this system for the last 10 years. Why are they gonna add extra services? Like they're comfortable making a certain income, doing you in that specific system.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of barbers that don't want to take their career to the next level, and that's what makes it hard for us too. As like I would consider myself like a pioneer in my barbershop.
Yeah,
You know?
that's good.
Yeah, but it's difficult because I see them and I'm just like, you should wash that. Like in my
Yeah.
head, I'm like, you should wash it.
Yeah, you should have been washed.
You should have
They're
been.
over there spraying
They're
and
over there
spraying.
spraying water.
Like
Yeah.
you should have just washed it that same time that
Yeah.
you were gonna use doing spraying it and going to get a towel and spray some more.
Right.
It's like you should just put them in the shampoo bowl.
Yeah,
and there's some barbershops that don't even have a shampoo bowl.
You know what's crazy? In California, you have to have one.
yeah.
You have to
Legally.
Legally. Oh damn.
Yes. So that's
Damn.
what also blows my mind is like, damn, like barbershops in California, they have it. Some of the ones that do have the bowls, they're collecting dust in there. I remember
Yeah.
the very first barbershop I was at, that shit was so dusty. So I was like, I'm going to use this because I was doing color at that barbershop too, right? And they were like, oh, you got to charge extra. It was like a a la carte, like all this, you got to run up a tab basically.
Okay, yeah.
And then for me, I was like, yeah, like for right now, because I was charging $20 at the time, like I guess it makes sense to charge more because it takes more time, but why is it that serious,
Yeah.
And then it's crazy because in that shop, I brought in a blow dryer. And
For the first time? Yeah, you were the only one
yes,
with a blow dryer?
I was the only one with a blow dryer, and they were like, don't turn the shop into a salon. And I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Damn, that's
What's
crazy.
that supposed to mean,
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I left, they all had blow dryers.
Damn.
So it's really like maybe they don't know. The
Yeah.
barbers that aren't into that
Yeah.
part of the service, maybe they don't know how much clients actually appreciate that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I think when I was working in the barbershop, everyone had a blow dryer, but they wouldn't use it. And they'll have
It's just to dust the hair off.
yeah, or no, they will have like a $30 Conair or I don't know what. It was a blow dryer, but they'll just have it picking up dust all
Yeah.
the time. They wouldn't use it. And then I started using it like with the comb and like now in our barbershop, I think Miguel was actually the first one that got a Dyson.
Ay.
And then I was like, oh, I will see that every class I go to, they had a Dyson. And I was like, why don't I have a Dyson? You know? I love that Dyson, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have you tried the new one? Have you seen the new one?
I saw you guys were using it.
Yeah, it's like just as powerful, if not more powerful. But it's definitely, I don't have one myself, but one of our barbers does, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Is it that purple one?
Yeah, it's like a blue, and it looks
Blue
like a
and-
pipe.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it's weird, but supposedly it's like just as powerful. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Now all the barbers are gonna have that one.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great idea that you could influence everyone to have a blow dryer in their station. You know?
Yeah, and that was my thing. Like coming to AANUKO, right? Like I wanted to be surrounded by people that cared just as much for their clients and their skill and the service. So we created the standard like, like every client's gonna get a shampoo unless they are insistent on not getting it, and then you're gonna style their hair at the very end.
So what happens at AANUKO when they don't? Like, so you have people that you're the manager, right? So you're kind of almost overlooking everything.
Yeah.
So if they don't, are you going up to them and saying, "Hey, why didn't you shampoo that person's hair?"
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah.
And
I do.
How's that like? How is it like to keep it uniform? Because I'm sure there's a lot of barbershop owners that are either watching here or not, that want to get some tips on, maybe your expertise and what works, maybe the way you talk to them, maybe, setting up a meeting and, giving people actual paperwork and saying, look, this is verbatim mandatory for everyone that comes in here and gets the service.
Yeah, so we have like a handbook kind of thing where like this is the service and this is what our clients are expecting. Because, like you've seen our videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's this idea that the client's walking into. So we have to meet that idea. And so anybody we bring on the team, like this is how it's going to go. Like you probably got to get used to it if that's not something you're used to. But like this is how it's going to go. Trust us, it works. And when we first opened, 5 months in, 5 barbers fully booked.
Oh my god, I saw that process, bro. It was, bro. Before they opened, I remember before you guys opened. I don't know. I don't know the exact time frame that I met Josh and some of your coworkers, but I remember the shop wasn't even fully remodeled yet, and you guys are already having classes.
Yeah.
They're already having classes with educators. I guess it was like quality control, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure that everyone was up to par.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Was that you putting that stuff together?
Yeah, definitely like me organizing it, but I really try to listen to what my team is looking for too.
yeah.
Because if I want them to help me create this vision and make our clients happy and make, the company happy too, like if they're asking me like, oh, we should get this educator in, like that's something that I want to be able to do because I know they'll be able to meet our expectation in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the marketing too, where you introduced every barber, you asked them the question, you did them a little video. Bro, like I followed all that and I was just like, man, because right here, at least the people I know that sometimes they open up a shop, they don't focus too much on quality control. They just want to focus on getting the chairs full,
right?
filled.
Yeah.
They're not really worried if this barber could actually do a crop top or he could actually do a mullet.
Right.
If he could actually do a wolf cut. They don't really care. We just wanted to get filled, And I saw that. I know everything was orchestrated to the nail with you guys.
Yeah.
So can you guide us a little bit more? Share a little bit more about that process
In the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning.
So, yeah, it was definitely in the beginning. There was 5 of us, and
how did you recruit those 5 people?
Some of them were from barbers that we knew. Like one of the guys, he was my brother-in-law's barber, and I was like, "Hey, like, you're happy with this barber, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, he does really good work. He's cool people." And I'm like, "Do you think he's looking for a new opportunity?" So it was definitely some connections, and then we were also DMing a bunch of barbers, like, just
Why
to.
didn't you DM me?
I don't
Nah,
know.
I'm joking.
No hard
I'm
feelings.
joking. No.
But it was definitely like we were trying to like just cast a wide net and see, And when we would meet them in person, this is the thing that you may be surprised by, but we've hired some barbers that are freshly licensed, and you would never know it, right? But the thing with them is they're good people and their personality, how they connect with us.
Correct.
That's what we go off of.
Yeah.
We go off the connection, their people skills. Like, we don't necessarily hire people that have been licensed for X amount of years, because that's like a whole nother topic that I believe it's not necessary to be licensed or super seasoned, but it's necessary for you to be a good person and do your homework. And then we can support you through the success there.
Yeah. I know Josh had just like 1 year out of
Like,
of
he's so
barber
funny. He's so funny. He's like, you guys just picked me because I was the last one and you wanted to fill the chair. And it's like, no, dude. Like, we saw the talent behind you, the charisma, and like, he's a good person.
Yeah.
So we knew that his skill was gonna just level up super quick, being surrounded by people who have the experience, right?
Correct. I met most of your team. I met Enlighten King.
Yeah.
I met Danny. I think it's Danny.
Danny.
He kind of short.
Yeah.
I met the Ukraine.
Sergey.
Sergey. I met him. It was at a Menspire class. So first I meet Josh at a Mason class. I don't know if he came with someone else. And then
Maybe.
there's a Menspire class, and I go to that class, and I meet I think all her team showed up.
I think most of
Half
them were
it.
there, yeah.
Half of it. So that's when I was like, damn, this team is serious, bro. Like, they're not playing. Like, they want the best education, because this is the best education. And they're here in every class. Like, it's happening, bro.
Yeah. So
I met them. They're really great people. Really great.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, not only are we trying to build a solid team, but like for us to make sure that we can support our team is to make sure they get clients, right? So that's another thing. As a shop, we take responsibility in helping you build a clientele, meaning we market you to a T.
Yeah.
To make sure
Well,
that...
you say you have a marketing team, right?
Yeah, we got 2 guys. Joe Blumon, he's a YouTuber. He's one of the co-founders, but he has that content experience. And then Justin, he's our videographer. And, you know, because the company is taking responsibility of making sure that our barbers have clients, we got to make sure marketing's on point, you know?
Yeah.
So because our marketing is on point and we're pushing it, our barbers are able to build, like, our new barbers right now, I can tell you it probably takes up to like 3 months for them to be like consistent with clients. Maybe not fully booked, but they're consistent. And so I think a lot of shops and barbers forget, like, you need to make your clients happy first.
Yeah.
Before you can, because the best barber can bust out all the shear work and be extra technical, but like, if you don't have clients in your chair, what's that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Correct. You posted something last time that said community over competition. So it's hard. I don't know, KO, how you feel about it, but in the barbershops, it's always too competitive. That there's no collaboration. There's no community.
Which is so, like, why? For what?
I don't know. For us, it's just like,
I just feel like that happens because of the leadership that's in the barbershop.
yeah.
You know, like, if something's too competitive and you can call it off and be like, hey, like, instead of you know, talking shit to each other, why don't you guys uplift each other better? Like, if you know how to do the scissor work and he doesn't, and you're letting him drown, bro.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Uplift him, like, help him out. You know, I know we're hard on each other in the barbershop by cracking jokes and stuff like that, but you also know when someone really needs help. You know, in the middle of a haircut or whatnot, or if you see something you can go over. And I think you can have the best of both worlds in a barbershop, but ultimately is what matters the most.
Right.
Even if someone comes up while someone's getting a service done and they come up and they're like, look, I feel like you can do this a little bit better. You know, there's ways to kind of do it so that the client doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And where the client now is like, oh man, this barbershop is dope. Because they'll never let me walk out with a bad haircut.
Yes.
You know, somebody else will step in and won't let me walk out. Opposed to if I was to go somewhere else, they probably would have just waited for me to leave and then try to construct a haircut that's gone that we'll never see again, probably.
Right. Yeah, I think it's definitely an ego thing,
Yeah.
obviously.
Did you experience that though when you were at the barbershop?
Hell
Or is
yeah.
oh, okay.
Hell
okay.
yeah,
'Cause
but-
not, I don't want to say that. I don't want to sound so negative that every barbershop
Yeah,
is like
right,
that.
right,
But for the most part, what I've experienced is it could be like that. you
Yeah,
know?
so like for instance, so the first barbershop I worked in, I was technically a barber apprentice. So
Okay.
I did need help to learn how to fade, to learn how to do lineups. Like they had to come check, right?
Mm.
So in that shop, making sure people walked out happy was like they were on point with that.
Yeah.
But when it came to like egos, it was like, why do you care if I'm using a blow dryer?
Yeah.
Why does that hurt your ego so much?
Correct.
Or like there was other apprentices in there and they were trying to set me up with all the old men. Like all the old men should go to I wasn't Boss Baby at the time, but all the old men should go to Arielle or all the kids should go to me. And they were trying to like control the situation, which on the other hand, I get it because I don't have that much experience fading, right? But it was also like barbers counting each other's money. And then, for example, we had a sweeper kid. Every weekend, he would sweep the floor. And then we would all like tip him out.
Tip him out, yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the barbers would be like, I'm not tipping him. He's making too much money for a kid. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
damn.
he's in here working and helping us.
Correct.
Maybe he's earning a lot for what he's doing, but like, we're teaching him how to be like have good work ethic, you know?
Correct.
So I think, like you said, having a good leader in there to really like, it's not about ego. Like we're here trying to help each other. Like, I think that's really what it is. And I think if we set that from the beginning, like this is the shop. Like if you're going to sit here and talk shit, but not actually uplift each other, that's a cancer waiting to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Correct. So where did you get that expertise or that information on how to bring this shop to life? Like, were you taking education? Did you go to classes? Where did you seek help from? Like before you took over this project?
Yo, what's up? You made it this far. You still haven't subscribed. I don't see your comment. What's going on? Just show us some love right down below. Let's go.
As a leader, I was in this program called Thriving Stylists, and her name is Britt Siva, is the owner, and she used to be a Cosmo, and now she's a business mentor, business coach.
Okay.
And so she helped me understand the framework of a business and the finances. And I would read a lot of books too, like the E-Myth.
The E-Myth?
The E-Myth. Y'all need to read that.
I haven't heard of that.
It's some real shit.
Yeah.
But basically, like, I did seek out other information because for me, even though I was solo at the time, ready to like step up, I didn't think I was going to be here at this point, honestly. But I knew like I need to set up my business so that way if I wanted to be a barbershop owner, I could.
Okay.
So I like tried my best to study the framework of a business. And then when they hired me to manage it, they also mentor me. Like, because the founders, they own businesses.
They own businesses. Yeah. Correct.
So they're like they're my mentors too. And we've been able to have this trust to where they could tell me like, you need to do this better. Why didn't you do this? Or they also listen to me and really like try to understand what we need as barbers and stylists.
Yeah.
So the relationship is so solid. But framework wise, I made an understanding by myself. And then now to solidify where I'm at and to grow more, it's like mentorship for sure.
Whose pitch was it? Was it your idea to get a marketing team behind the team to, just push out content, push out all that?
It was them.
Oh, it was just them.
Yeah, it was them.
You feel like that's very, very important to have once you're a starting barbershop?
Yes.
Just to pretty much market yourself.
To have production, right?
Yes.
How is that like in a barbershop environment? Do you guys have, content days where the videographer goes there? Is the videographer there,
all day,
every day, only on the busy days? Or what? How's that like for you
So,
guys?
so since there's two guys capturing the marketing and doing the editing, for example, our co-founder Joe Blumon, he used to do YouTube. So he like knows what's up with the quality, right?
Yeah.
And he's long form. We're short form style. So he's there like 4 times a week. And honestly, it's at this point now, it's very like random. So whether we see somebody that's going to have a crazy transformation, we ask the client if it's cool, or if the barber wants to capture something that they appreciate and that they love doing, they just tell us like, hey, can you do this video for me? Can you do these photos for me? So, and then our videographer, he's at the shop like twice a week, random days, but consistently twice a week. And it's same thing. It's like, it's a collaborative effort. Like, we have this resource for you. We have 2 content creators.
Use them.
Yes.
Use
them.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. So it was definitely, it came from, okay, we're a barbershop. We're trying to have like 15 barbers on the team. As a business, you got to think of like, how can I get them fully booked?
Yeah.
As fast as possible.
Correct.
And that's marketing. Like we're just now, most of our clients come from everywhere. So, like I have a client that comes from Palm Springs, San Diego. Like we're just now getting into the Culver City community. So it's wild, but
Culver City's not. Where exactly in Culver City are you guys?
like it's off the 10 in Washington.
Oh, okay, on Washington.
Like a little bit past Mid City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Like Fairfax, La Cienega.
Fairfax. Oh,
yeah.
Fairfax. Oh, that's awesome. I saw on the booking where like you guys have a website and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that you're the only one that says no new clients, and I was showing it to my wife. My wife was like, "What you mean no new clients? Like, so how did she get clients?" I'm like, I don't know.
Let's ask
I'm
her.
asking
Yeah.
her, like, so how does that work?
So I'm fully booked like 4 weeks out right now.
4 weeks out?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. 4
That's
weeks
great.
out. Like, so the best advice I could give barbers, pre-book your clients. Especially if you're doing a lot of fades. I can guarantee you more than half of your people are going to be like, if you give me a specific day and time every other week,
I'll
just
be
for
here.
me, I'll be here. It's so easy with barbers. It's so easy to pre-book your clients. It's weird at first starting to ask, but pre-booking really helps you project your income week after week, right?
Yeah, because now you have the long-term, long-term value of a client? Mm-hmm. So the lifetime value of a client.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
They could
Like-
be with you 2 years, 3 years. Now you know they're coming every two weeks. So a year they're producing this much.
Yes.
They're adding this much to your income.
Yeah, and because they're like so loyal and they show up on time and all that, like they deserve to have that spot, right? But I think as barbers, we're used to like either the walk-in, which it seems like nobody really does walk-ins like that anymore, right?
No, not a lot.
Unless somebody's
in the
available,
beginning, yeah.
right?
Unless someone's, it's like I always tell people, you come on Monday through Wednesday, you could walk in.
Yeah,
Yeah, any other day you're not gonna be able to walk in.
exactly. So now that clients are getting more used to making appointments, I think that barbers need to be more conscious. Like, I remember the feeling of literally sitting there all day and having one client. It sucks, right?
It is, so yeah.
But then now that we have like a steady clientele, but then you don't know if next week you're gonna have money. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
what?
true. Yeah, that's true,
You
that's
know?
true.
So
Correct.
if you have, even if like say next week your schedule's 50% full, at least you can bank on that 50%,
Correct.
and then you know you're gonna get fully booked the rest of the 50% after that. But that's like one way like I've been able to get booked out this far, and you know the consistency behind my service too. Yeah, I try to be super consistent. My clients and I, we love to talk shit, but like I'm professional at the same time, you
Yeah.
know? So it for me is like really making sure their experience, even when they're not with me, is easy.
So if you book 4 weeks out, right? Mm-hmm. And I sit on your chair 1 week, I can't get you till the next week, till the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your approach to that could also be like, hey, you, in the beginning, I guess when you weren't completely booked, I would say like before I leave, I'm your client, right? Before I leave your chair, I'm already booking for my next appointment.
Yes.
If I want it to be in 2 weeks,
Yes.
then you'll have something to
Yeah. Yeah.
work with, you know, and that's just kind of how you carry on every single client that
Yeah.
sits in your chair, right? Like, hey, when is the next time you want to come?
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, being booked out that far is also problematic.
Because you can't
Yeah.
plan for vacation.
Yeah, because if I get
or-
sick or something, like, you know,
Oh.
it sucks. worst case, like in our shop, I can recommend other barbers, right? Yeah. So it's creating that like expectation to the client too. Like, I got you in if you want to pre-book, but if you don't pre-book today, I don't know when.
Correct.
So plan ahead.
Correct.
Like letting them know, like when we first opened, I would tell them like, I'm going to get booked a week in advance.
Just know that.
Even though it was BS at the time.
No, yeah, correct,
You know, just
correct.
to build that sense of urgency. Because honestly, a lot of clients too, they don't want to have to think of when their next haircut is.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people look in the mirror and I'm like, they're like, oh shit, I need a haircut right now. Then they hit you up, hey, can you squeeze me in?
Yeah, correct.
You know, it's stressful for us
Correct,
when that
correct.
happens. But if you tell them like, no, this cut is only going to last 4 weeks. Come
Yeah.
back before that.
What are your comments to a barbershop that's kind of like in the hood
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, they live on paycheck to paycheck? Most families around you, your
Mm-hmm.
community, everyone probably lives paycheck to
Right.
paycheck. And they can't really even pre-plan to see if they're going to be able to afford a haircut in the next 2 weeks or in the next week, even though they want it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It doesn't mean that they could afford it and come with you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you work with some clientels like that where it's like, hey, you know, it's cool, don't get me this week, but get me when you get paid for this haircut and that haircut? Is that something like not gonna work out for you? Or what do you tell the hood barbershops when that's all they have? They come when they can.
Yeah, so that's, you know, obviously like a different experience too. Like I would be conscious of the type of demographic of clientele that I have and make a business plan to that kind of clientele. Although I wouldn't personally never tell them get me when you can, because that's
This is your
like
business.
saying like, oh, I'll get my next check whenever the business can pay me. Like
Yeah,
nobody
correct.
nobody works like that, right?
Correct.
But what I would do for him is like, hey, I'll get you in 2 weeks. If you can't make it or you can't pay for it at that time, all good. We'll reschedule you.
Reschedule.
Like I feel like there's a way to make sure that you can still look out for your clients in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
But you have to like create a business around
Correct,
it.
correct.
But with that kind of situation too, I've experienced and I hear a lot of stories like clients take advantage,
Oh yeah.
the
yeah.
barbers.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Mhm.
right? And it's like, oh, you got me this time. Thank you so much. And then
Yeah.
if you don't check them, basically they're gonna keep doing that, and then it's a problem, right?
Yeah, I hate checking them, and then it's like it's my money, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
And it's your
bro.
fault. Like
Yeah,
we're mad.
exactly, yeah.
We're mad because of you.
Because of me, like, bro, did you send me my money, you know?
Yeah.
Back then, I used to be like, I'd be like, hey, bro, I just checked my Zelle, and I don't think you Zelle me. Can you double check? But I knew they didn't Zelle me. Now I just be like, send me my money.
Yeah.
Like, send me my money, you know?
And there should be a thing like you're not walking out the door till you pay me.
Correct.
However much that
yeah,
is.
Yeah, now I've gotten that to the nail. Now I used to have an IOU list, and that was so annoying. It was so annoying. I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of it, and I finally got rid of it.
Good for
now,
you.
Now the app that I have, I've been able to take my business to the next level because in the app that I have, bro, now you could pay through credit card. I know with your House of AANUKO, they pay online, right? You have to pay. I don't know the whole process, but I know Squire and other apps that they make you pay before, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but then adding the credit card, that if a client may not have the cash, they might want to put it in the credit card. They really need to, and that brings more business to your business.
Yeah.
And that's what has helped me, you know. Now in my app, you could choose specifically, bro, who could pay at the shop and who has to put their card. Like,
Yeah.
so the person that used to forget to Zelle me, now I have him like, you have to pay before you come, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we want to do nice things for our people, our clients, because they look out for us, we look out
Yeah.
for them. But then at the same time, are we doing this for a hobby?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Right?
It's not.
So it is one of those things. Like, you got to read your demographic, see how the people move. Like, I've even heard of things like, I don't know what they call it, but basically like whatever you can pay me something
Yeah.
to help these people out, like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, so there is a way to create a transaction to where you both respect what's going on here. You know, like,
yeah.
I need to get paid for something. You want to pay for the service, but you may not be able to pay X amount of whatever you're charging, there still needs to be something to where they're like, okay, got you, you got me, you know?
I think the problem is when barbers settle for that because they believe that there isn't a different demographic that it is willing to pay them a certain price, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but I understand that there has to be these type of barbers out there too, because not everyone could afford a high ticket haircut, you know? But I just I like seeing the world in abundance. Like there's a lot of abundance, you know, and now, like you said, it's not a hobby, it's a career. We want to take it more professionally, and now we just got to be more intentional of the clients that we actually want to have, you know?
Yeah, and if you want to be cutting 30 minutes, like cut 30 minutes, but have a system.
Have a system.
Have a system no matter what. Make sure your clients know what's up when they walk in, walk out, like however you want to have it. I think that's what's missing in our industry is like, a lot of people don't have systems in place to make sure that their time is worth it and that clients don't take advantage.
Yeah,
because there's always going to be clients taking advantage.
Correct.
But are we going to continue to allow it? You know?
Yeah. Boss Baby, what events have you gone to, like in the barber industry? Any expos? Like some that you've actually liked, some that you don't like. What's your vibe?
So
I saw you at the LYC one.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see you guys there, honestly. Like,
well, and that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of, like, because you're surprised, like, we don't seem like the type of barbers that would be in that kind of space, right? But it's important to know, like, this industry has so many different niches, different styles. Yeah. And so, I love the ones like the LYC event because it's a little more, it's smaller. And it's a little more casual. Like, you can network with people. It's a little easier to network. I've been to, like, ISSE in Long Beach. Those are cool. And you get a lot for the ticket, right? You get so many different stages, so many different types of hair going on. Like, those are cool. But I feel like I'm at the point now where I love the smaller, intimate ones. Because, like, I wouldn't have met you guys. You know,
for real,
I'm really about like making a community because that's what that's what it's really about, and then paying for like the smaller intimate education classes too, because I don't know, I feel like you get more value out of it than like the bigger ones.
Yeah, correct. Who was your biggest inspiration when you were getting into the game? I know we might not know them, but who was it?
Andrew does hair.
Andrew does hair? No, I don't.
This guy really taught me how to understand the client.
Okay.
Understanding the client, understanding how to style their hair. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you can style the client's hair perfect, they're always going to come back to you.
Okay.
Always going to come back to you because they've never seen their hair look like that before.
True.
So Andrew Does Hair really like taught me how to have a mindset where it's not about how skilled I am. It's about making the client happy. Yeah. Because that, in turn, you can build an income there.
Yeah. What about like barbers? Like, was there
barbers? So it's actually funny. My first barber, his name is Nick the Barber. I don't know if you guys remember him at all. This was the Elegance days.
Oh, Elegance. Okay.
Yeah. So he was one of the guys like doing the designs and using like Beijing, but like making it look so natural, no Photoshop. Like he was one of my barber inspos because he did such clean work with the designs and the fades and stuff.
But then, like, did you like Julius?
Yeah, dude, Julius, Sophie, Diego.
Oh, you remind me of Sophie. I'm not gonna lie. I Sophie. Yeah, I seen Sophie. Yeah. But you remind me of Sophie.
Yeah, she honestly. See, thank you for reminding me because when I was in Cosmo School, I DM'd her. I forget what I asked, but I was like, "Hey, what do you think about this trimmer?" And like, "What do you think about this and that?" And she actually responded. So definitely Sophie's on that list for sure. She definitely, she paved the way for a lot of females in the game. Yeah. But yeah, like Diego.
Yeah, correct.
I was a model for him when he was like, hosting a lot of classes and events. So I really got close with him. Leche's another one that like really got me in the community of like barbering.
Damn, yeah, they were the pioneers at that time.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like now with the new barbers coming up, like they don't know who Diego is.
I know they don't.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's
I know,
really
that's
wild.
wild.
And then
That's
they're
wild.
pretty soon, like obviously Julius and Sophie, they've got statement now, so they're still like, you know, showing face. But like, there's a lot of pioneers out there that the new barbers don't even know. And it's like,
Yeah, you know, I went to the when I got to the CT Barber Expo like 3 years, right? And I was surprised that Statement had a stage and it wasn't as packed.
that's crazy.
Yeah, like, and it was a Nomad. What was his name?
I don't know his actual name.
His full name, but the third person of Statement, he was doing a showcase, and only a few people were around.
Yeah.
I was right there because I'm like, bro, this is top notch. This is where I want to be
it's
at.
LA right here.
And remember when we saw Wrench World too?
Yeah.
At CT?
Yeah, Wrench.
A few people were just into it.
Yeah,
you know?
and they were really at the top of the game, like with Instagram when it first started becoming like a
Good.
business. Like, yeah, the young barbers don't know now, and
Yeah.
it's like we're the next generation.
We're the next ones.
Have y'all thought about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Now I'm thinking about it like, man, we are the next ones.
Yeah, because you guys are like helping share these kinds of information
Yeah.
with barbers. Like,
Right.
dude, it's a trip
Yeah.
to think about that.
How do you know about Barber Josh OP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really follow his like curriculum.
Okay.
But
you
I'm
know him.
fully aware. Like I was following Josh LaMonica first, actually.
Monica's dope.
Josh LaMonica, he was like, oh, because for me as a Cosmo, I was like, you can do sheer work with the fades and it's still perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh LaMonica for sure, and then you know through Instagram, seeing all Josh OP's crazy shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I took his curriculum. It's cool.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
I heard he helps make it more simple.
Yes, he does, but I don't use it
Okay.
that much anymore.
Do you feel like it's because there's not enough like hairstyles to use it on, or?
No, I just don't use it because there's not a. You know when you're doing precision work, there's like a traveling guide, kind of. The guide is traveling
Yeah.
from the back to the top, from the parietal to the top, or something. With that one, there's a traveling guide going all around the head,
Yeah.
and that's the reference.
The weight line.
The weight line, yeah, where the parietal is at. But sometimes, I don't know, for crops, I use it. So I use it. Overall, I'm still just using like layering, graduation.
Yeah,
and
and
then-
it's all the same.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
translated different.
Translated different. Yeah, I know he took a lot of good education too. But I think Barber Josh right now, he's one of the pioneers in the game.
Yeah.
I know Jack Louie and Berg and
Yup.
they're really, really great with the shear work. Jack Louie, he always sells out classes every time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
And
I know you guys had a class at AANUKO. How did that go?
it turned out really good. It was our first one. It was just a look and learn at first. We had 5 educators, and 2 of them were Cosmos, and the other 3 of us were barbers. And I wasn't sure how it was gonna go because having 2 Cosmos and then the rest barbers, like what kind of demographic of audience would that pull in? But dude, it was really good. Like a lot of people showed up. There was like over 50 people in there.
Yeah.
Mizutani had a booth. House De had a booth. They put it on, and it's like really like we're trying to do more of it.
Yeah. How did you get connected with Berg?
So Berg. So I got into the industry for real when I was a model for who's cutting my hair? Steven at the time. Steven works with Berg.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were all working at Saints.
Oh yeah.
And Ori threw I think it was his birthday or something, and that's the first time I met Berg. Dude, that was like 6 years ago or something.
Damn.
Like that. Yeah, so we kind of like knew each other since then and over Instagram and stuff. So it's really cool that he was down to like be a part of it and help us like get this event stuff going with AANUKO.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He's really awesome. I know he opened up the Haru concept.
yeah, and
Unique. It's different too. Kind of reminds me of like AANUKO, the House of AANUKO.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see him like, because I feel like people don't really know, but this fool's been like putting in the time.
Oh yeah.
Putting in the time, and so it's really nice to see him be able to step into his own thing.
Venture out, right? He started his own clothing brand for like barber apparel, and I know he edits. He does a lot of modeling, a lot of education.
Yeah, and that's the sick part of our industry is like we could do whatever we want. We could do whatever we want if we really wanted to.
Yeah,
we could do it.
So what was your next like? What's gonna be your next endeavor? Like, how long are you planning to stay at AANUKO?
Well, I'm trying to ride this wave for as long as I can. Right now, I'm a Andis ambassador, so I'm really trying to step into education.
Okay.
Education, yeah. So with these events, this is just kind of just the start of what our education looks like at AANUKO, and like we're trying to create an education team essentially.
We're at AANUKO. Man,
yeah.
I think that's gonna be like the new Menspire. Like you said, we're the next generation. I don't know why it gives me a feeling of like the next Menspire.
It's really crazy to think like, how come something like that in the U.S. hasn't happened? Like the Menspire.
I know Barber Josh P came from the UK, and then Menspire is from Ireland.
Like,
why is it? And I know Menspire just moved to Portland.
Yeah.
So they're. But I'm like, why does someone from the outside have to come
right
to the United States?
Like
exactly.
I think there's enough talent here to get something started, but you probably could go back to that ego thing that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it could just be like, oh, well, I'm not supporting this person instead of like coming together as a community.
Right.
You know, who knows? Maybe whoever's watching this, they can start something up. Maybe it could be you.
Yeah. Come join us.
Yeah. Boss Baby, so tell us a little bit about your tattoos. I see that you got a couple of tattoos.
These are nothing. This was actually my graduation gift to myself after finishing Cosmo School.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was
where was your background? Where you from? Where your family from?
I'm originally from San Diego. Moved to the IE, basically middle school to high school there, and then the past couple years we've been in LA.
Okay. Your parents were born in LA or no?
So my parents are immigrants from the Philippines.
From the Philippines.
Yeah. So they moved to San Diego in like the 80s or something.
Okay.
And yeah.
Because I saw that you posted Dom Kennedy, and I was just like, it was just
You're
weird.
like, what does she know about that?
Yeah, like what
Dom
did she?
Kennedy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Dom Kennedy.
Yes.
Dom Kennedy, like she was posting music, and I was just like, damn,
What
she
you know about
wild.
Dom
Yeah,
Kennedy?
like what is
Yeah.
some LA songs, but. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your upbringing, how you got into pop culture and all that.
So the first dream I had when I was a kid was to be a professional dancer, like in Missy Elliott videos. Like that was my dream. I grew up in a dance studio. I used to crump back in high school, so I used to like be really into pop culture through dance.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's kind of like why Dom Kennedy came in the picture. My husband at the time, like his brother. My husband now, but at the time his brother is was a DJ, like scratch, vinyl, all that. So like his family has like such a wide variety of music tastes. Like my husband can go from like classic 80s stuff and know the lyrics and know the artist to like Dom Kennedy, you know? So I don't know. I've been always kind of that girl that's always into like the boy stuff, you know, growing up, and I think that's just through being in dance and in the hip hop culture.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was just like, you do have that hip vibe, you know, that LA vibe, San Diego vibe.
Yeah.
So,
What do you listen to on a daily?
Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Turnstile. I don't know if you guys heard of them.
No, what is that?
They're like hardcore pop.
No. I
Yeah.
haven't.
So
No, I don't know what it is.
So they're like like rock basically.
Okay.
Hardcore rock pop. I don't know. I'll probably get flamed for that, but them, and then definitely listening to Schoolboy Q's new album.
Oh yeah.
Kendrick's my favorite rapper.
For real?
Yeah. So, whose team were you guys on?
I was with Kendrick, man. I was.
Yeah,
with
we
Kendrick.
riding with Kendrick.
I grew up with J. I grew up with J.
hope
Cole
so.
though. I grew up listening to J.
See,
Cole.
I would have loved to see them go bar for bar. Kendrick and J. Cole.
Yeah,
I think hip hop
definitely.
needs that.
Yeah, they need it. I think they teased us like in. I forgot when they teased us when they dropped that Black Friday song, and
A long time ago.
It was like 7 years ago. They teased us, but I grew up listening to J. Cole because J. Cole went to college, so like I could relate so much. Like my clients tell me like, what? Like, bro, you're from LA. Kendrick was from
Yeah,
LA. Why?
right.
Why don't you relate more to Kendrick? And like, I do, but I didn't grow up on that side of
Yeah.
Compton, like where Compton was at, Wilmington. I grew up more right here, like in South Central, you know. But yeah, I ended up growing up listening to J. Cole, and Kendrick's awesome though. I like the To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
I love Damn. Damn was really cool.
The thing with him, why I love, like, people have this argument, like, one of my barber friends, Kyle, he was like, I'm not listening to Kendrick in the gym. It's like, all right, like, I can't argue with you there. Like, he doesn't hype you up, but, like, I'm the type of person that likes to listen to a whole album.
Oh, me too.
Like, from start to finish.
Yeah.
And Kendrick tells us whole story from the start to finish.
Which is your favorite album though?
To Pimp a
To
Butterfly.
Pimp a Butterfly, right? It's so.
It's
it
so
trips me out
good.
though. It's I never understood the song "You and I." I do not know what's going on in those songs.
I think,
'Cause
well,
there's one where he's like, there's someone crying, bro.
yeah, I think
Right?
that's his demons, like, basically. Like,
Oh shoot.
I is like him going through all the shit, right? And like
Damn.
it's become manifested into like an alcohol problem.
He was going through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was ever public about it, but it looked like he was going through some.
Yeah.
Some bad stuff.
There's this kid, bro. There's this kid, and in Spanish, it's like, "Hola, abren la puerta," and basically they're trying to get into his hotel room, but he's blacked out, drunk.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I like him mostly, because he's telling a story and he can rap, like actually rap, you know? But how about you guys? Who are you guys listening to?
Right now, I listen to Russ a lot. I still like Russ. I like. I don't know. I like that independent artist.
Yeah.
I just like his mindset behind the music and how he actually. It's like I see him as the pioneer of like rap too, but kind of I related to like the bar game a little bit, right? He knew what he was getting himself into, right? Like he wanted to own the rights to his music. He wanted to not go 80-30 with a label. He wanted to go 50-50 with a label. So he knew the game. He studied the game before he went in. He became one of the youngest, almost billionaires. I think
Really?
almost. No, he was on the what is it?
That
Forbes?
list.
Yeah, that Forbes list. He was on the Forbes list at 27 or 28.
Sick.
But he actually studied the game. Like, I want to own my music. You know.
And honestly, I don't have anything against him. I just never gave him a shot.
Oh,
But
man.
people like
Yeah.
some of the music that I have heard, I'm like, okay, I can see why. And I think if I just listened to him and actually like try to listen to him, I would probably.
I heard Miguel told me that there was only one TV at the barbershop.
We don't got TVs.
Oh no, he said, oh yeah, okay, I'm wrong, bro. They don't have TVs.
No
No.
TVs.
No TVs. Why
Yeah.
not?
Well, we got Gucci wallpaper instead.
Oh dang.
No, but
I think-
it's like more like our clients come in here, they want to have a conversation with us or just relax.
So there's no music at all.
There's
either?
music. Yeah, there's music.
Who controls the music?
It depends on the barber, what they're feeling.
But do you guys regulate it or no?
No, not really. Like, you can play alternative rock in there if you want. You could play hip hop. You could play jazz. Like,
But you know how there is some like, at least me, there's like some Nicki Minaj or Cardi B songs that like are just
they
too
try
out
to
of pocket?
play
Uh-huh.
Sexy Red for a minute, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, a couple songs, and we got to move on to the next. Like, this is too much.
Okay, but how do you deal with that in the moment? Do you send them a
I
text?
tell them.
Oh, you tell them straight up?
Yeah, like, we're changing this shit right now. Like, this is too much. Because
Yeah, you gotta respect the client. Some client, one day, the speaker's right next to me. I don't know if you guys have like speaker surround sound, but we have a speaker, right? And my client walked in, and he's a USC dance professor or something. And he came in, and he comes in, he's like, man, who has the music on? And like the homie, he's like, it's so loud. Like, I'm like, yeah, I know. And then like, I don't really like telling people like lower the music,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I already had this argument with him, like, move the speaker to that side if you want it. But he was mad. He's like, hey, lower it down. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Lower
The client said that?
The client told the other barber, bro. And I'm
Damn.
just like, I was kind of like, damn, that's my job. But I don't know. He was bothered though. It was so loud. It was
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, even though we have like Gucci wallpaper in the shop and it looks hella nice, like, it still feels like a barber shop. So we can have all kinds of music that we want, but then if it's too far, I tell them like, this is not appropriate. We got to change it. They know too, like, they joke like, I'm gonna play Sexy Red. I'm like, I give them a look and I let it play for a little bit, and then when it's really too far, I'm like, no, we got to change this right now. And they respect it because the clients, you know.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and we're like a luxury type of shop too, so it's like you can't be acting a certain way and expect your clients to value in a luxury rate.
Environment.
Yeah.
So-
Expect you to pay you a high ticket.
Yeah, but at the same time, even if there's curse words flying all around the room,
You don't mind it.
we don't mind it because there's still like a professional transaction and our clients feel good. Like anytime our clients feel bad, it's like it's a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
What about right now that like Copa America and like soccer was going on?
So
Did your
it's-
clients want to watch any of that?
So funny. I watch MMA. I watch UFC.
Oh, you watch UFC?
Pretty religiously, and some of my clients do too, and they're like, you need a TV in here so we can watch the fights together, blah blah blah. And I don't know, maybe we could do like an event, like make it like a thing,
Make
you
it
know.
like a thing, yeah.
But
correct.
sometimes they'll have their phone out and we just put it on the station. Like it's still chill like that. Like you can come
Okay.
in if you want to watch the game or the
game.
fight on your phone. Cool. Sorry I don't have a big screen for you, but it's cool. Like you could still watch it.
Yeah, that I found that really interesting, bro. What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
I think that, well, for me, for my barbershop, the TVs help out a lot. Like the clients even come in and request, like, "Hey, the game's on, put it on," or "The Dodgers are on," or you know, Otani's on right now.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? You don't got it? Well, you don't have the game on right
Yeah.
now. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, we always have the game. Like, put it. Here
Yeah.
you go. You know, like it's a good vibe. It feels good. You know, like we host the parties. You know, we promote. You know, sometimes like this fight that's coming up with Pitbull Cruz and what is it? Crawford's fighting.
Is that boxing?
We're boxing.
I don't watch boxing.
We're gonna have like a food for the clients,
That's
and they can come
cool.
and watch it, so they don't have to go
I love that.
somewhere else and you know pay to watch it. We have it ourselves. We have 5 TVs at our barbershop, so it helps out. They like it. You know,
Yeah.
it's cool. You know, people. Well, we also like regulate what we watch. Sometimes
Right.
if there's too much, like we'll put movies on and stuff like that. You know, sometimes movies are too graphic.
Yeah.
The kids are there.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, we got to change this.
Yeah. It's
Are
that-
you guys cutting kids? Sorry, are you guys cutting kids?
You'll be surprised. Yes.
Yeah? Oh,
yes.
damn.
And they call and they're like, "Hey, my son is 4 years old. Do you guys take kids?" And we're like, "We don't have a kids rate, but we'll take them." So we
Same
have-
price. Same price. I think it's good.
What's the walk-in price there?
There is no walk-in price. So
It's just appointment based.
yeah. Well, if someone's available, we'll schedule them in, but our rates range from 75 to 150. So it's like just based off who's available.
You know what? My girl told me to ask you about that because how I don't know how barbers take it, but so they have a little bit, but you have like levels, right? I don't know if you guys call them
Tiers.
price tiers.
Yeah,
tiers.
we
they
do have a
tiers.
Price tier.
price range.
But imagine like you telling the barber, bro, "Hey, you're the newest one here. You're gonna get paid the less." And we're like, imagine in our
So,
like, what?
is this like a booth rent or commission only?
Commission.
And how do
Oh,
you
okay.
guys rate them? How do you guys rate the tiers?
We rate it based off of experience. So based off of how they come in, whether they've been cutting hair for 1 year or 8 years or whatever. That's the first thing. And then second thing is, do you have a clientele? Because even if, say, we hired some barbers that are over $100, in my eyes, they're worth over $100 per haircut. But because they don't have a clientele, it's harder to support them through a clientele and building them out over $100 versus like, hey, let's meet in the middle, like 85. I know I can help build your clientele because we've had a few of our barbers been able to raise their price like multiple times in 1 year. And that's based off of demand on the
Yeah.
time.
Correct. I could just imagine telling the barber like, "Hey, bro, you're not worth the price that you're charging. Like, you need to go down."
We don't say it like that.
That's what I was
Like,
saying.
I would think like as a barber, you're going into the shop and you're coming with this expectation of, you know, it's like a luxury shop, and you're going in as a commission based. You know, so you're gonna get paid, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get paid, and they're gonna get clients. So you're not. I mean, if you're paying booth rent, and then the owner is like, "Hey, nah, man, your haircuts are not at $80."
Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
can't really tell you.
You can't really tell someone that's paying
Yeah, I
booth
get
rent.
you. I get you.
Hey, you can't charge $80, bro.
But you can tell them like this is not our standards.
Yeah.
This is not to standard. Like, if I see any of my barbers try to shortcut a service, like, nope, our clients are coming here expecting this.
Damn.
But then if they have their own clients, they'll be like, "This is not your client. This is my client. This client came here because of me."
If it becomes a problem, then we maybe should part ways.
Yes, that's kind of like, you know, some barbers they're just been in the booth rent game so long that sometimes they don't even want to open their doors to, you know, some type of good advice that
Yeah.
you're giving them. Like, hey, like a lot of barbers don't like to get told like, "Hey, you half-ass that haircut."
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, why we hire off of vibe first.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be able to tell each other like, hey, this isn't right, or they should be able to come to me and say like, hey, boss baby, what do you think about this? Like, it has to be that mutual respect.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the manager, I have a level of expertise, you're a barber. Like, our co-founders, they will never tell a barber that's a haircut is not good enough
Who tells them?
because they don't do hair.
Oh, 'cause they don't do it.
But they respect, like, that's not their level of expertise, right? So that's where I come in because I do hair. But yeah, I will never hire a barber that's just like, nah, I'm gonna do this my way. Like, no, we're creating a team here. So if you want to work with us and be in the shop and have all these resources at your feet, like, you gotta be a team player.
Yeah, correct.
I think it all starts off that's a good way to express it because it does start off from the moment that you hire. Because at the end, if not, it falls back on you because you made the decision to hire this person.
Yes.
And then this person's a fucking bad apple to your whole team. So now you got to find a way to let them go.
Yeah.
You know, and when in the beginning, it should have been a red flag.
Right, exactly. So, for example, I want to have, like, say, quarterly meetings with the team, right? We're still in the beginning, so certain systems aren't in place yet, but, like, checking in with the team, like, hey, bro, like, how's it going? I noticed this is not happening. What's up? Like, just be, like, because I feel like for men, it's hard for them to be like, hey, I'm struggling with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
correct.
but if you sit your team down man to man or whatever and say like, hey, like, I notice you're losing clients, what's up, like, how can I help you? And then maybe they'll be more inclined to tell you like, well, I've been feeling like the music's too loud, so I'm losing clients, or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
Creating that space to make sure that you're listening to your barbers and they're listening to you, so that way it's all on the same page and nothing should catch you by surprise.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You know what's funny? That we were just hanging out at the barbershop on Saturday, and it was just like four of us. And Miguel was like, hey, if we have a meeting and we call each other out, are you going to get mad? And then we were just like, what you mean? Like, call each other out? Like, yeah, like, what if I tell you, like, hey, last time you did this and that, are you going to get mad? And then, surprisingly, like, they were like, nah, I'm down to have the meeting. I'm down. Let's do it.
That's
Let's do it. And I was like,
good.
yeah, let's do it. Let's set it up.
That means you have solid people.
But then we were like, oh, but some people might not like it. And that's
I
when
think it's
we're
all
like,
in the delivery too, though.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah,
most,
correct.
like 90% of it is in the delivery. Like,
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hey, or for example, like everyone in the barbershop knows if someone's like half-assing something or is the laziest one or never has the good intention to take the trash out and clean the
Right.
bathroom or whatnot, right? Like, and everyone can see the people that are always doing it.
Right.
That it's not their shop, but they're always on top of this. Their station's always clean. That person's fully booked all the time. It's less available to hang out with the team outside of the barbershop because they're just so busy.
Right.
So everyone can see that. I feel like when everybody can see that, they also have that level of respect for that person. So if that person was to tell you something in the proper way, then you'll be like,
It's
hey,
valid.
you know what? It's valid. I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
up. I'm doing
correct,
this.
correct.
You know, opposed to the person that doesn't do nothing, be like, bro, you're always connected to the speaker and you're always playing Sexy Red, like, and you want to tell me about a bad haircut?
Yeah.
Like, then that's when it's like, wait, there's a way to kind of. So like it's good to have a meeting about things like that, but it's also like you gotta be prepped.
Yes.
For delivery.
Yeah,
like,
so
you can't just be like, man,
Like come
I
in with
can't
like a
stand,
checklist or something.
Like this fool's always putting his food in the microwave and it stinks up the whole shop, and nobody's ever telling him anything about that. Like it's just a way, like, hey, bro, like XYZ, you know, like there's definitely ways of doing things so that if not, the meeting went to shit. Like
there's no point.
Now the barbershop's even worse than before we had the meeting.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, you gotta have like a goal for the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you don't trust your people to deliver it in a professional way or constructive way, maybe the leaders need to, because you trust them to be able to relay the message.
Yeah.
One of the things that I practice when I have meetings with my barber shop, well, we have a 86-inch screen TV.
Okay.
So I'll connect for my phone, and then I have the bullet points of what the meeting's gonna be about. So I know that they're looking at the screen, and they're like, oh shit, we're gonna talk about this next. Like I already know that they're prepping to answer like, hey, we all agreed to go to this event and nobody ended up showing up. Yeah. Like missing events and all that.
Yes.
Like that's a bullet point, and everything's on the screen. And I'm like, okay, look, right now we're gonna touch on this. And I always like to. I don't like to have my meetings and all my meetings to be about bad shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Like that's not encouraging at all. That's all like next time that we call on a meeting, they're like, oh shit, we're about to get in trouble.
Yeah,
like,
that's always the reaction.
That's
right?
always we're nah, bro. Actually, I got good news for you guys. Look, on top of the fuck ups, there's this good stuff that you're also doing. So that's how I like to like have some of my meetings, and what I feel like has worked for me, and I can share with you guys of some of the things. Like sometimes some people just need a visual.
Yeah,
like, they need to
that's
see
a good point.
Like they need to see. Oh fuck! Like they are on top of things. Maybe they're not telling me something every day, but right now in the meeting is the right way to talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do huddles every week at our shop.
What is it? I know huddle, but how does it go?
So every week at our shop, twice a week, because we have split schedules right now. We sit for 30 minutes. I say like, hey, this barber hit the goal, is at the top of the leaderboard or whatever for the most services, most products. That's to kind of hopefully keep like, to encourage them that they can hit that point too, because they're working with each other, right?
Yeah.
If this barber can hit this, so can you. So we talk about numbers, but I try to keep it broad too, because people in there, they overthink things. So I try to use it as a motivational tool. And then also I have bullet points, not a visual though. That would probably be helpful, but like, y'all need to do better with this. A client complained about this, like, just so that way everybody knows what's going on, and so that way they know like we're paying attention.
Yeah, correct.
We know what's going on. And then I think too, like some of my barbers are like, why do we do this every week? Why can't we do it once a month? And I'm like, shit happens every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And there's 12 of us, so anything can happen, right?
Yeah. So even if it's a short one or whatever, just to touch base with the team, like on a consistent basis, whether it's once a week or once a month, is important.
Yeah. What's crazy is that some of the barbers probably don't appreciate it until they're not a part of that, and then now that you're just on your own, and it's just like, dang, like nobody's telling me nothing. I feel like I'm just working in circles now, and it's like I wish I had a team to actually meet with me or tell me what I'm doing wrong. Now I feel like I'm just plateau. I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over, making the same amount of money, and nobody's even giving me any pointers on what I can do to excel. Yeah. And now they miss it. And now they're like, man, I want to be part of a team like that. That's encouraging.
Yeah, because it's really like, it's hard to do stuff on your own.
Yeah.
It's hard to do stuff on your own.
Or to hold yourself accountable, like just yourself. Like sometimes it's good to hear from others.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope that we can, as an industry, see it more of like a team effort.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be Kobe's and LeBrons in the shop, like no doubt. But there's always going to be somebody that's extremely reliable, that's not like a star or whatever.
I like
but
that.
They're constantly making their clients happy. They're doing such solid work at the same time. Like those people also deserve to work in a team. Like it's a team thing. Like most sports, you can't have. I mean, Kobe kind of did it by himself, and people can argue that. But like LeBron doesn't do it by himself.
Nah, Kobe had Shaq. Yeah,
for a
Shaq.
short time.
For a short time.
You know, but at the
And then
same
he had like Paul Gasol. I remember.
Yeah.
Paul Gasol, like Paul Gasol wasn't a star. Like
Right.
he was still a star, but he would always like do the wall and like get the rebound.
because
Like, he was
Kobe could
there.
rely on him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Because it was so complimentive to be,
Yeah.
you know, part of Kobe's team, not of Gasol's team. If not, it would have been like, oh, Paul Gasol got the
Yeah,
championship. But
right.
no, it's Kobe Bryant. You know,
Yeah,
like,
right.
and everyone that anything that he touches or anything around him is always flourishing. So that's kind of how it was. You
Yeah.
know? There will always be those people in the
Right.
barbershop. You know, but then you got like, you know, like the Chris Pauls and the Derek Fishers and stuff like that.
Hey, I like
Hey,
Fisher
no,
back
good.
in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a team effort. It's not done all by itself. Because Phil Jackson,
Right.
you know, like
Period.
Phil Jackson. Period. He played with the greatest,
Yep.
and then he had Kobe. You know, so then who was really the leader right there? It's a-
That's a good point.
you know, imagine that argument between Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson,
That'd be
and
wild.
Phil Jackson having 6 rings already,
I
and
know.
Kobe Bryant having 1.
That's crazy.
You know, like,
yeah,
that's
people forget.
crazy.
But I think that's a part of like, as leaders, people kind of forget that, oh, wait, this person was also helping support Kobe's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the barbershop owners, managers, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Phil Jackson, I feel like Phil Jackson made an environment where Kobe could be
Be
the
Kobe.
star, but
Yeah.
also make sure he's surrounded by a team
Yeah.
to support
Yeah.
the entire team's vision to get the ship. You know?
Correct. And that's what I like about your mentality so far that I've got to know you and followed the House of AANUKO
Mm-hmm.
is that you guys actually want the team to flourish all together.
Yeah.
It's not just about me, it's about the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this episode is going to help a lot of barber owners who don't think that the team is important.
They're tripping.
Because you know why in our environment,
Mm.
Boss Baby is mainly like you're your own boss. You pay
Yeah.
booze rent, you're your own boss. So if you have clientele, that's not my problem. If a client complains, yeah, that's the boss's problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all like it's mainly it's more of a individualistic mindset.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think that's just in California in general because I hear hairstylists experience the same thing. And I think the scapegoat is barbers are like, I'm a booth renter, you can't be my boss.
Correct.
Yada, yada, yada. They use that excuse, but it's like, you're working in my business.
I always say that. Like,
You're in my business.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the owner has like the last say so.
Yes.
Like, okay, well, you don't want to abide by the rules or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, meet the standards that we have here, then this is not the right place for you to be at.
Yeah, and I think, just setting it from the beginning, like, if you want to work with us, you're on a team. Yeah,
right off the bat.
Yeah, we're booth renters and everything like that, but that means you gotta keep your station clean all the time. You gotta respect the other people you work with. You know, like having the mutual respect of your peers in the shop, and make sure you have the same visions for the most part. Like,
Yeah,
so that way there's no misunderstanding.
correct.
Because if you try to come in and be like, no, these are my clients, you don't got me, it's like, okay, but you're in my shop. Like,
Yeah.
respect what we're doing here.
Yeah,
it's not
correct.
just about you.
True.
If you want to be about you, go get a suite by yourself.
Yeah, correct.
You know?
Yeah.
There's
Hey, well,
options,
we're getting to the end of it already. Thank you so much for
Thank you
taking
for
your
having
time.
me.
I think you spit out some gems today. I think the information you have gave us, it's gonna help a lot of people. Honestly, a lot of what I like is that you guys are the pioneer of this of merging both worlds. Like I said, I seen people do it and attempt it back then. But I feel like now you guys are paving the way. You know, now you guys are paving the way for the new people because I also want to. I like the whole stylist, barber. I love that environment. You know, the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
I love all that. But thank you for sharing with us your experience, your
Thank you
journey,
so
your career.
much.
You're doing a great job. I love your content. I love your haircuts.
Thank you. Thank
Ever
you.
since I think I met you once and it was so quick.
Yeah, I was like, oh, y'all want me to come on
Yeah,
the pod?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
I met her at YC. I told her, hey, I have a podcast. Like, if I ever message you, you down to come. I was nervous, and she was like, yeah, come through. I'm happy that we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass it up to KO and he'll wrap it up with his final words.
That's right, boss baby man. I'm just glad I was able to actually finally meet you here today, and going over through your page and all the awesome content. Now it like at first I was a little confused, but now it makes all sense of why you have what you have and the goals. If coming from one of the things that stood out to me too was going from a studio to a barbershop environment. But being a leader there, I think you're doing a heck of a job. Just by the little conversation that we had right now for an hour and 20 minutes, that I know that you have the expertise, and everything in your power to continue to be a good leader to your team. And I'll definitely be messaging you for some pointers
Yeah,
and how
I
to
got you.
put some things together and stuff, because I'm really intrigued by that. And whatever you need from us, which is whatever it is, don't hesitate to ask us and anything that you may need. I'm happy to have you here. And if you want to let the crowd know where they can find you, where's the next place you're going to be at, and maybe if you do any classes, I know you're getting into education, and give them your Andis discount code.
I don't got that yet. I haven't set it up. But you can follow me at Bossbabyblends, and you can also follow House.AANUKO.house for my shop's Instagram to really see the events we're doing, and just to follow me if I'm having classes. We've just created this company, so we're very new, but we're really trying to step into the event space and education space. So yeah, follow both those pages and you'll be up to date with everything that we got going on.
Let's go.
Let's go, boss
Thank
baby.
y'all.
Boss baby.
Stay down, came up, God made a way.